Let me tell you a story about a boll weevil. Now, some of you may not know, but a boll weevil is an insect, and it's found mostly where cotton grows.
In the center of Enterprise, Alabama, there's an intersection honoring an insect.
We are one of the few cities in the world where you have in the middle of town a pest that's standing up on a pedestal.
William E. Cooper is the mayor of Enterprise.
Enterprise is a small town with a big heart.
But more than a century ago, a small creature, the boll weevil, nearly destroyed this town. It came for the cotton.
The boll weevil was a pest that was bad, and it just destroyed whatever was in its path. If you think the locust plagues in the Bible,
Attorney and local historian Dale Marsh's grandfather owned a cotton farm in Enterprise in the early 1900s. By the time the invasive insect got to town, the tale of the pest that feeds on cotton seeds was already national news. The head of the USDA had deemed it a wave of evil.
The boll weevil's destruction didn't just affect the farmers. If the farmer had no money from his cotton crop, he had no money to pay back the bank or the merchant. So everybody was worried about what was going to happen.
What happened was the farmers pivoted to peanuts.
100 years ago, what would people have been growing in this field?
Been growing cotton right here.
And then the boll weevil changed all that?
Changed every bit of it.
William Birdsong owns a peanut farm near Enterprise.
The majority of the ones that are grown here are going to go into like M&M bars, candy bars, Snickers.
Oh, so if I'm eating a peanut M&M, it might have come from this field?
That's exactly right, or Jif peanut butter.
Today, Alabama is known for its peanuts. Alabama's Tuskegee Institute was once home to the most famous peanut promoter of all time.
George Washington Carver was very crucial to the success of the peanut because he led to the development and the introduction of many uses of peanuts, which obviously increases the demand and the need of all these peanuts that farmers would grow.
But back in 1915, nobody had ever planted peanuts here. It was only when the weevil wiped out the cotton crop that the Enterprise farmers tried something new.
That's the reason why that there's a statue in Enterprise to the boll weevil. It's very tongue-in-cheek, and so it's like, if it hadn't been for you, boll weevil, you caused us to be resilient and look for other means to try to survive and make a living.
In 1919, the town put up a monument to celebrate their agricultural prosperity. Decades later, a weevil was put on top, then taken off, then put back on. It used to be a popular prank to mess with it.
It has been taken, and we will find it somewhere out on the side of the highway or whatever.
But it's no longer the only weevil statue in town. Meet Mayor Weevil, Officer Weevil. There are weevils in front of the health clinic, and the ale house, and the local real estate office. Everywhere from the pharmacy, to the farmer's market, to the funeral home, there's been an infestation, created as a way to attract attention to local businesses.
A giant pest in front of a restaurant would not be the first marketing idea you might think of.
No, definitely would not, but it seems to work.
Yeah, and does it? Does it? You feel like this drives people in?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Kids are climbing on it, taking pictures all the time. It's great.
The boll weevil continues to bring prosperity to Enterprise. There's the Weevil Nut Company, Boll Weevil Lanes. The Boll Weevil Soap Company sells unboll weavable lotion. From the CrossFit gym's Swole Weevil to the community college's Bo the Weevil mascot.
You might be the last living boll weevil left in this town, right? It seems like most of your brothers and sisters all got kicked out.
The pest is baked into the fabric of the local community. Even a national chain has played along.
1, 2, 3.
I'm loving it? Ronald McWeevil is one of the latest stops on Weevil Way. 9-year-old Amina Rosten was spending her afternoon seeing them all.
I think it's kind of cool too because they ruined our crops, but it also makes us discover new things.
You hear that sentiment a lot in Enterprise. It's not actually about the insect. It's about what it represents.
The lesson of the boll weevil is that when adversity comes your way, don't quit.
As we look at it now, it was just something that made us move in another direction in a better way.
Whether you're an accountant, firefighter, mechanic, teacher, whatever this is, we all have weevils in our own lives. But they make us stronger. It's like the souvenir t-shirt says, "Fear no weevil." Celebrate it.
It might be silly if you don't know the story, but if you know the story, you know, it's a beautiful story.
You have a